Tiny Tales TV, where every story is magical.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside, with eyes that sparkled like morning dew and a heart full of love. After her mother passed away, her father remarried a proud and cruel woman who had 2 daughters of her own. These stepsisters were vain and selfish, and they made poor Cinderella do all the household chores. From dawn till dusk, she swept the floors, scrubbed the pots, and mended their dresses. Although her clothes were tattered and her hands were rough from work, Cinderella never complained. She often sang softly to herself, her voice filling the house with warmth. Even the little mice and birds loved her and helped her with tiny acts of kindness. One day, an exciting announcement spread across the land. The king was hosting a grand royal ball in honor of the prince, who was searching for a bride. Every young lady in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's stepsisters were thrilled. They spent hours choosing gowns, ribbons, and jewels. Cinderella helped them prepare, brushing their hair and stitching their dresses, though her heart ached with longing to go too. When she finally asked her stepmother if she could attend, the woman laughed cruelly.
You? In those rags? A maid at a royal ball? Finish your chores, and if you can find something suitable to wear cassé, you may go.
But when Cinderella's work was done, her stepmother and stepsisters left her behind, laughing as their carriage rolled away. Alone in the quiet kitchen, Cinderella sank into tears. Suddenly, a gentle glow filled the room. A kind fairy godmother appeared, smiling warmly.
Don't cry, my dear. You shall go to the ball.
With a wave of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into a golden carriage, 6 mice into horses, and a rat into a coachman. Then she touched Cinderella's torn dress, turning it into a gown of shimmering silver and blue, more beautiful than anything in the kingdom. On her feet appeared glass slippers, delicate and sparkling like crystal.
Remember, my child, this magic will last only until midnight. When the clock strikes 12, everything will return to what it was.
Cinderella promised to remember and set off for the palace. When she arrived, the ballroom fell silent. Everyone turned to admire the mysterious young lady who had just entered. The prince was captivated at once. He took her hand and asked her to dance. They danced the entire evening, talking and laughing, as if they had known each other forever. Cinderella had never been so happy. But as the clock began to strike 12, she remembered the fairy godmother's warning.
Oh no, I must go.
In her haste, she dropped one of her glass slippers, but she didn't stop. She jumped into her carriage just as the final chime of midnight rang. And in an instant, her beautiful gown turned back into rags. All that remained of her magical night was a single glass slipper. The next day, the prince searched the kingdom for the mysterious girl. He visited every home, determined to find the one whose foot fit the delicate slipper. When he arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the shoe, but it was no use. Then Cinderella stepped forward shyly. Her stepmother scoffed.
You? Don't be ridiculous.
But the prince insisted she try. As Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, it fit perfectly. In that moment, her fairy godmother appeared once more and transformed her rags into the dazzling gown from the ball. The prince knew she was the one.
Will you be my bride?
With tears of joy, Cinderella nodded. Soon after, they were married in a grand ceremony. The kind-hearted Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, showing them the same compassion she had always carried in her heart. And from that day on, she and the prince lived happily ever after, a shining reminder that kindness, courage, and hope can turn even the darkest days into dreams come true.
If you like this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.